What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. My name is John.
I'm Ariel.
And welcome back to our podcast, Labeled a Brand in the Making. And we deeply apologize. I know it's been quite some time. It's been maybe 2-3 weeks since our last recording. Is that right? Yeah.
3-4 weeks.
I mean, I would say 3, to be honest. But the first week I was sick. Allergies.
Because we don't want people to think you have
I
COVID.
didn't have COVID. Did not have COVID. I was just sick. And the second week I was moving, and then the third week I was just like, I had a lot going on. I was very busy, and my schedules was conflicting. So we was like, listen, let's figure this out later on. Let's not rush it. But yeah, it was good to kind of have those 3 weeks to kind of, just regroup. And, it's the holiday season. Everyone's doing, all festive and stuff. It's like, it's fun. It's a fun time. So, but we're excited to be back. And this is going to be the last
episode of the year. We just came to say goodbye.
Yeah, we just came to say goodbye. Actually, we're going to be talking about something very, very interesting. Especially, it's kind of in season with what's going on in fashion, especially during the holidays.
It's like an end of the year recap.
And yes, end of the year recap. Kind of. And but yes, we will be after this episode. We'll be gone for another 2 weeks because it's next week is Christmas, which is crazy to me. And then the week after that is gonna be New Year's holiday for those who are celebrating New Year's and all that stuff. And so we'll be back in January 2021, and
when everything is better and COVID is gone and everyone has a job again.
Let's hope. Let's honestly hope everything is better in 2021 because 2020. Yeah, you really had hands. You beat us up like you had hands. But 2021, I'm just praying that you just touch us gently, please. Even if it is like something bad, like just make sure it's not the worst thing that could happen in the world. But I'm actually really excited for 2021. To be honest, I think 2020 was a learning experience, especially with fashion. That's going, with fashion in general. A lot of businesses had to pivot, their way of doing business. So the retail model, as we know it's still effective, but it's not generating the amount of income as it used to back in back in the 1900s or
1900s.
There was retail in 1900s, meaning 1990.
That far? You could have just said the 90s or something.
90s, whatever.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, whatever. I think I just consider it very old.
You need to watch some Christmas movies, and because I know I've been watching those, and they're all doing their holiday shopping. Really? Oh, look at those malls, busy.
If you go to the mall close by us and there's no one's busy, it's very vacant and it's very mask covered. Everyone's is wearing masks. But honestly, I think retail is not gonna be as prevalent especially with this pandemic, how it's been shaped and how it's kind of destroyed a lot of retail businesses. Like a lot of retail businesses have gone out of business. People are now going to online and shopping online because it's more convenient and it's easy. You just literally go to the app or even go onto the website, pick what you're looking for, shop it, check out. Say you want it delivered at a certain time, or if you want to pick it up at the store. No harm, no foul. Very, very easy. So it's I feel like the retail model is gonna still be around, but it's not gonna be used as prevalent as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be any more retail events at Neiman Marcus where we used to work. They would always have these the beauty event where they would show different beauty trends that are occurring for the season, or even fashion shows. There's not going to do that. There's not going to be any special appearances. There's not going to be any just any type of presentation where there's little bites, little champagne, all that stuff. That's not going to be a thing anymore. At least while this pandemic is still, or while this COVID-19 is still running rampant. Even after the vaccine, even after everyone gets the vaccine, I feel like it's not going to happen. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you need 70% of people to get the vaccine, and people are being stupid.
Stubborn.
But anyways, I think it'll go back. I hope it'll go back. You just want to go back to normal.
I feel like we don't need to go back to normal. I feel like...
I know, the question is, what is normal, right?
What is normal? Exactly.
But, like, you want to stay inside all the time and order everything online? No, you want to go out, hang out with people, go have lunch.
Not necessarily stay inside and all that. I mean, the option of going to a retail store to buy, to shop or to eat if they have a restaurant, that's great and dandy. But like, sometimes I'm lazy. I don't really feel like going to no store.
Yeah, but sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the time, yeah. But I feel like now it's like retail is used as a marketing tool than it is as a actual revenue generating model.
Yeah.
It's like it's a hub that you can go to to pick up your item if you ordered it online, or if you need something. So this is my prediction in the next maybe 5 to 10 years. I think going into a retail store is not going to be a thing anymore. All these big shops, I feel like all these big shops are not going to be as around anymore. Some people may sell it off to like different like essential businesses or whatever the case may be, especially with fashion. Like I feel like they're going to have like a smaller store, boutique-y, very boutique-y, where if these retailers have an application, they're able to shop, look at the entire assortment. If they want to order it, they can order it and like have them the order shipped to the store or to the boutique or showroom or whatever you want to call it. Try it on with no associates to help them, no one to assist them. They literally just go to the customer service representative, say, I ordered this, show them the ID number, all that stuff. They get the item, put it in the fitting room. They go in the fitting room, try all their stuff. Whatever they want, they keep it. Whatever they don't want to keep, they return it. Or if they know it's going to fit them, they can just pick it up and just leave. I feel like that's going to be the way of the future, instead of it being like, oh, I need to buy something really quick. I'm going to the store just to like sift around and see if they have anything that I like. I feel like that's not going to be a thing anymore. Do you feel like that? I feel like that's not going to be a thing. She's looking at me as like, why?
No.
Why? She doesn't want that. It's surprising because you're a millennial like me, so it's like, why you don't want the technological aspect of it? That's so fascinating to me.
I like both, having both, but I think you need a store. You need to go in. You need to feel it and touch it and see it. It's so much different than online, unless online can figure out a way to make it more, I don't know.
You want that visceral feeling.
Yeah.
If when you look at a wool sweater, like you want to feel it. You want to make sure that it's soft, that it's comfortable, and all that stuff. I get it. But you could do that at home too, though.
Well, you could, but online. Well, here's the thing with online, which I think people need to change, and you see all over these runway shows how people are now using plus size models, and they're like, oh, look at us, we now have different sizes in our runway show. That's all great and dandy, but where is that on your website?
True.
How is somebody who's a bigger size gonna shop from a size 0 model? They can't. Like, you need to figure out a way to change like how people buy things online. So when I see somebody who has, well, I know I'm tiny, but sometimes the model is like tinier, or they have nothing, no curves, no butt, no chest. Well, that works for me. But like you see a pair of jeans on them and you're like, oh, those look so ugly. But then when you see them on you in person, it's like, oh, see, I had to come in and try it on. Otherwise, if I saw this online, I would never buy this.
Got it.
So
I guess it serves for that purpose. Yes, I totally understand. But I feel like that's why when you think of like online retailers like Moda Operandi and like Net-a-Porter, they have associates or online personal shoppers that can help you with those types of things. So that way it kind of mirrors the retail associate, but you're just communicating with this person online.
What if you don't want to do that either? I mean, I like to go shopping just to look. I really don't want somebody there with me.
True. Okay.
I mean, even then, but like,
I just feel like for the shopper who shops every season, spends a couple $1,000s every season for the latest fashion, I think they're going to start going in the way of buying online. Because I am seeing this now, especially with my work and all that stuff, and seeing this amongst my friends who spend a certain amount of money on luxury goods. I know this girl, she's a influencer and she's very she comes from a very wealthy family, has a whole bunch of money. She shops at all the retail stores that you can think of. Fendi, not Fendi, Moda Operandi, Net-a-Porter, Neiman Marcus online, Fendi online, Louis Vuitton online. Like, she goes into the stores, but only if she really needs to. But every day there's always a package. I was actually talking to her the other day. Like, there's always a package just coming into her home. Literally, like, there's like 5 or 10 packages like being shipped because she spends a lot. And so I asked her, like, do you ever like go into the store? And she's like, no, it's just convenient shopping online. Like, I know my size, I know what I want, I know what designers, I know what sizing in terms of like European designers fit me. Literally, I can just order it, and then if it doesn't work, I talk to one of the customer service people, say I need a return label. They give it to me instantly, and I just ship it back. And it's like so convenient. And then I instantly get my money when she said she instantly gets her money once she makes the initial contact of wanting to return the item.
Okay, well then she must be having great experiences, because I know sometimes when there's an issue and I need to talk to an online representative, it's not always like the easiest thing. They don't understand it, and they're like, oh, sorry, yeah, we can't do anything. And it's like, what are you here for? You didn't help me.
That's true.
Like today, I ordered a Christmas gift, and it keeps getting back ordered. When I ordered it, it said it'll ship out on December 5th. It's December 17th, and I still didn't hear anything. And it keeps saying, oh, it's on its way to ship. Oh, it's coming. Oh, I don't know. I mean, it didn't say that, but I finally reached out to a representative, and they're like, oh, no, it's on back order until January 27th. And I was like, oh, what the hell?
But when you see that, do you think if you had reached out to her before you made the order, do you think maybe you would have known? Or do you think, well, they should have took it off the website if that was the case, or at least notified you?
On the website, it said back order till December 5th. Then I checked the website 2 weeks later, and it says back order till January 27th.
So it keeps changing
It keeps changing. And I couldn't cancel it anymore. I could cancel another order, but this one I couldn't anymore. And I asked her, and she goes, oh, no, sorry. And she's like, oh, and I can't cancel it either.
Wow.
I'm like, what are you here for?
Do you want to, who's the retailer?
Anthropologie.
I mean,
it's
Anthropologie.
And then, a couple hours later, I get an email. Oh, it's shipped.
Oh, so it's coming.
Like, get your shit together.
The thing is, now, because these brands are pivoting to online, I feel like Anthropologie, Urban Outfitters, all of these like fast fashion, they had a digital presence, but I feel like their main business model was retail, because they have different outposts, like different retail outposts, like everywhere, at every mall that you can think of. Like here in LA, like the Century City Mall, like they have one at the Topanga Mall, they have one at the Orange County, they probably have one at the Costa Mesa, that really luxurious one over there too. So it's like they have different retail outposts that people can just literally drive 5 minutes to get whatever they're looking for. But now that people are not actually going into store, pivoting to like getting the shipment or getting the item and shipping it out to the customer, it seems pretty hard for them to kind of do, which I find crazy, because it's like, how do you guys have a digital presence but not know how to do the operational side of it at the back end when you really need it?
And there's tons of people who are looking for a job, so they can easily find somebody who can figure this out.
Hello?
It also said that it was in store at Topanga Mall, so I did in store, like I did pickup. And I was like, okay, great. Now I don't have to worry about this not coming in time. It was canceled. Because, of course, they didn't have it.
Wow.
Like, can you guys, like, get it together?
I feel like
annoying.
I think that's one of the issues that maybe when it comes to online shopping, that's what people are apprehensive about. Because of these situations that keep happening where it's like they have the order, they say it's available online, but then it's not available, or it's back ordered and then it's not coming in, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's coming in, and it's just like, it's like that back and forth where you're excited and then you're not excited, and you're excited and you're not excited, and you're excited and you're not excited.
Well, and then because on their website they say, oh, if you order by tomorrow, you'll get it with standard shipping before Christmas. I'm like, okay, great. And then I get an email saying that it's shipped, but it won't give me an estimated date. And they said, oh, because of holiday shipping, we don't know when it's going to get there. It's like, why are you promising this on your website?
It's funny because I see a lot of like online retailers saying, even in-store retailers, like retailers that have an online presence as well as a store presence, they're saying, oh, order at this time, like order before the 17th or order before the 22nd of December to get your gifting or your gifts before Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, I mean. Which I'm like, okay, how do you know that it's going to get shipped at this time? Like if you ship it like literally a few days before, because with how shipping is going right now, especially with UPS, FedEx, all those different shipping companies, they're all backed up. And I'm sure they have their own CDC, guidelines in terms of staying safe with COVID. So the possibility is if they order it at this time of them getting it before like Christmas Eve or whatever, I don't see likelihood because I started working at this store now, just for the holidays, and I do fulfillment on e-commerce fulfillment. And one of the managers said that even if they do order something before a certain time, the likelihood of it coming before Christmas would not be possible because holidays is really around the corner. And they also have to do two things. They have to find the item, and it may not even be at their store. They have to package it nicely, especially if the customer wants gift wrapping.
Yeah.
And then two, the UPS, once they give it to UPS, it's in their hands, and UPS has their own guidelines on when they're supposed to ship something or not. So if they're shipping it, if it's coming from the store in California and it's going all the way to New York or wherever, the likelihood of it coming if they were to order it today and then it gets shipped out tomorrow, the likelihood of them getting it by Christmas is not likely. And I was just like, dang, for real? It's like, yeah, because they're backed up. There's a lot of orders. People are ordering online now. There's so much going on that the likelihood of them getting it by then is not likely. So they never guarantee that it's going to get there before Christmas.
But see, this is the downfall of retail. This is why we need
more.
I mean, not retail, but digital. This is why we need a retail store, a physical store, because especially if you're like me and still need to get Christmas gifts and you have a week left, you need to go in.
True. I think that's one of the downfalls when it comes to, because this is like an odd time. This is an odd season, I would say. Because one, we're still in COVID, especially if you're in California, and I know some of you are, we're still in COVID. A lot of us are still locked down, unfortunately. And, honestly, even my store got shut down for a week once because someone was exposed to COVID. So COVID is still out here, which is crazy. And, UPS, FedEx, they do their own shit. They do their own thing. So you never know with them. Like, they may pick it up, but they may not even process it until maybe 2 days later, even though they got it the day of. I'm like, excuse me, move your ass or something. But I just feel like that's one thing because we're in this certain situation right now. I feel like there's still more that we can. I feel like with online retail or online e-commerce, I feel like there's still good positives behind it. Like the convenience.
Yeah, the convenience, the fact that you can now see other designers' stuff. Like they don't need a physical store like us. So we can get out more to more people.
Yeah.
That's the perks of it. But again,
you want that visual experience.
Yeah.
So whenever your line is completed.
Oh, I know, because they also took 3 weeks off because of COVID. Stay-at-home order.
So whenever your line is completed and you start off with an online e-commerce platform, what was your reasoning behind doing that? Because I know your collection is similar to, in terms of design aesthetic, or even maybe the idea of what you're trying to go for is kind of maybe a Dior or maybe something a little bit similar to that.
Yeah.
So what was your idea in terms of I want to go on e-commerce first before going into retail?
Well, I'm new. I don't have the money to get a store.
Go ahead.
Or, I mean, I guess you could present a business plan to a company, but I have no sales records. I have, like, nothing. I'm just starting out, so.
But there are other companies, like other smaller businesses, like I'm going to bring up Victoria and Thomas, the company that we talked about a couple episodes ago. They don't have an e-commerce website, but they have partnerships with different retailers.
That's true.
So with them not having that, I think what I'm trying to say is, does that put you at an advantage if you have a website, or do you think that doesn't? Do you think it's better to have a little bit of both?
I think it's better to have a little bit of both, but just starting out, I'm going to have
e-commerce.
e-commerce, because then I can kind of figure out what people like in my stuff, like what they're ordering, to then advance it to like reach out to people and be like, oh, this is what does well. I have this to prove, because I have a real difficulty going somewhere and saying like, oh, you need to buy this, and have like no backing as to why. I can't just say because it's good.
Right.
Well, no shit, it's good. It's my stuff. But like, you can't just say that.
Right.
So, and plus, then, yeah, again, I'm a millennial, so I'm used to doing things online. And now I don't love it, but I'm used to it, so.
But you have to love it. Online is the way of the future.
Oh, I'm sorry. And to answer your question, why I'm doing it online first is because it's pre-order only at the beginning to fund the production. And so you can't put a product in a store but they can't take it. It'd have to be a trunk show, and yeah.
And I think a lot of businesses, they're doing like this whole drop like model where it's like they do a capsule, like say release one or something like that, drop it and try to see if they can sell out of it, in terms of like the quantity that they're supposed to make with the production company. Try to see if they can sell out of it for the 3 months, and then it'll be after 3 months it'll be ready for it to be shipped, and then they do another drop after those 3 months, like continuously doing drops where it's like similar to fast fashion model, but like you're doing it at a more upscale luxury level. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of designers doing that now, where it's like they're creating a small capsule, like 5 looks, maybe like 10 pieces or something like that. And they promote it, say it's pre-ordered or that you can buy it.
Yeah.
It'll be delivered in 3 months. That's the 3 months that it will take for it to be produced in the quantities that you need. And then deliver it to the customer, and then after those 3 months you do another collection, drop another collection, and just keep doing that continuously. I feel like that's a good way to kind of do it when it comes to a new designer or a new brand. Well, it's not, I wouldn't say it's the way. I'm not going to say like you should do it this way. I'm just saying like it could be a potential or a suggestion to do, because I see a lot of these fast fashion brands doing it, but it's like, why can't the luxury or the designer classified brands do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I just feel like digital is like the way. Like I feel like there's so many creative things that you can do
but it's not being done.
It's not being done. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, I feel like the newer designers are doing it, but they're not getting the recognition or the notoriety for it. But if the much more like established brands were to do it, everyone else in the industry would follow, and then we would have a different fashion cycle than we do now. Because now it's just like you're showing your collection 6 months ahead of the season. You're producing product without any orders. Some people produce their product without any orders, hoping that people are going to buy it. Then you have excess fabric or excess material designs at the end of the season. You don't know what you're going to do with it. Either you consolidate it and try to sell it at a much more cheaper price, and if you do that, it ruins the partnership that you have with other retailers.
Yeah, and then just to always put things on sale. I mean, yes, I shop sale too, so I understand it, but it appreciates the value.
The value of the brand.
Yeah, and it's like, it's annoying.
It's annoying. Because imagine if you were to like get your clothing at a retailer, right? Let's say Neiman Marcus. I know you're probably like, ugh. but say your designs were at Neiman Marcus, right? They go on sale like a lot quicker now. Like every season, I feel like every season it's like After getting a new design, it's like a month in, and then it's like, oh, it's on sale.
Yeah, and no.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And plus, then people wait for the sale, and then they just don't appreciate it. They're just buying an abundance of clothing, which is bad for our planet, and we should just make less stuff, and you should buy it at full price.
Buy it at full price.
And, don't have an abundance of crap. Wear the same thing twice. I know, right?
I know. Listen, I have items that I got like seasons ago, and I still wear it. It doesn't matter. I don't care when I buy it or if it's in season. I still wear it. There's some people that think the way that we think, though, too. Like, I know some girls who buy... It's like buying vintage, buying, those resellable items. Like, if you go to the Real Real, or What Goes Around Comes Around, or...
Yeah.
Vestair, or whatever that other company's called.
But if you don't want to buy used clothes, because sometimes it can be...
Why not, though? It's better for the environment.
It is. Or, just make less and buy less.
Mm-hmm. Make less or buy less.
If you don't want to buy, vintage or used clothes.
But I feel like I would only buy vintage or, like, used clothes from, like, the designers that I know. I'm like, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to afford this in my life right now.
Like, I would just buy, like, handbags and jewelry.
Used or?
Used.
Yeah.
But clothing...
You would not buy clothing used?
No.
Why not? It's the same thing as buying a handbag and jewelry.
Yeah, but you like sweat and clothing. And I know some vintage places don't clean things.
She knows me so well. I was really about to say that. But well, not say that. I was going to say, well, they wash it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, so I will say, I have this Christian Dior sweater that I did buy off the Real Real. It was really cheap. It was maybe $150.
So cheap.
Exactly. It was from a few seasons ago, and I love it because it's the wool is very, very soft. It's made out of wool. I bought two actually. So one was made out of a wool blend, and the other one was made out of a cashmere silk, and it felt so good. Wearing it, I just feel it's very comfortable to where it's not too stiff, but it feels warm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You feel like you're in an insulated, I don't know, those little...
Imagine someone sweated in that.
But I washed it before I got it, and then the Real Real said that they cleaned it, so I'm assuming they cleaned it, but I washed it too. I dry cleaned it too. So I don't mind wearing secondhand.
I sound awful.
Listen, I don't mind wearing secondhand. I don't mind I prefer going to online resale consignment stores than I would go to an in-store one, like Wasteland, or what's that other one, that big one in LA? There's one in LA that I can't remember. It's really popular, but I would prefer going to the online ones because I feel like they do a lot more to make sure that it's nice and clean and it looks nice for you when they package it and when they send it to you. Whereas if you really go to a store, an actual store, they buy it from the customer and then just put it on the sales floor.
That's true.
I would never go to those places like Wasteland or anything like that. I would buy it off of the Real Real or the more reputable ones, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see? I just feel
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if it was vintage Dior, from the 40s,
I'm telling you,
I'd probably do
if you go on the Real Real right now, you can find so many cute stuff from Dior and Chanel.
Or they can just remake it.
Do you think they will remake it though?
No, because they keep bringing in these other designers.
I feel like my thing is it's they have a system. And I know we're going off so many tangents on this podcast, but I feel like this is why you guys love us. But I feel like they have an idea or a model or an aesthetic of what they're trying to go for, and they just recreate it with different fabrications, but still recreate it. You see, it's the same dress, but a different way of dressing it.
Well, yeah, they just do a different print.
Which I find so annoying because it's I just saw this last season. The silhouette's the same, but it's just a different fabric.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying, is they keep changing the designers and they keep doing the same old crap when we had really good designers, but then, they stay super legit.
I will say some of those designers have passed away though too, so
Yeah.
we can't blame, you know, we can't say that they let go of the designers but some of them have passed away.
Well, true.
I know.
But getting back on topic,
Mm-hmm.
retail.
Retail.
How to stand out in 2021. Just do something different. Stop doing the same old thing. Do different size models. I'm tired of seeing like a teeny little person.
How would you do? So how retail, meaning like online retail or just retail in general? So how would you kind of
Online
showcase?
retail and in your advertisements. Like,
Okay.
again, Anthropologie.
Okay.
I'm going to say them because I was looking at PJs and they had a plus size model and like they're your typical
In the
skinny
one
model.
product page.
In the one product page. It's
Okay.
not differentiating plus size and I don't want to say normal because that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's not differentiating between the two. It's just saying here you're one person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like if it can be expensive to kind of do that, don't you think? Like even showcasing two, because I know some designers that yes they have a much wider range of product offering, but they show the more regular size models because they know that the ones that shop them the most are those regular size, customers, like those size 2s or the size 4s or the size 6, size 8. The max is the max that, so this designer I'm talking about, all of her customers are between a size 2 and a size 10. But she goes up to a size 16 because she wants to target that customer, but she doesn't have that customer base just yet.
Well, then show a model in a size 8 too, so they can see.
Okay. So even if they have a size 2 model that they show regularly because they know that's the main customer, show the bigger customers that they know that show the other spectrum, not like
Yeah.
go up to a size 16, but maybe show a size 8 to kind of show that, we offer,
Just to see.
diversity. Okay.
Like, oh, look, I mean, diversity not only in race, but size. Come on, guys. Come on.
You see? You hear it here. But is that your plan for your collection?
Yes.
Okay. How do you plan on doing it? Just
Well, since I have no money.
okay.
And I'm only making 2 sizes at the beginning, it'll be my size and my mother's size. So I will
Okay.
show both sizes.
And what's your, if you don't mind? Or,
She's is 12. So it'll be where it ends because I can't afford to go more because it'll cost more to make a pattern. But I'll probably put it out there that if you want that size,
you can order it.
I could do like a custom order or something like that to accommodate. And if enough people buy it, then I will be able to afford it and then not make you pay more for it. But like, again, I'm just starting out, so I won't have those sizes. But
I
like,
see.
I want to make like my size and then my mom's so you can see like the whole.
I was reading this article on Business of Fashion like years and years ago, and it was about plus size. I feel like the topic of that has kind of died down because there's no I'm trying to think of the word, not simplify, but there's no like pleasing. There's no pleasing the woman that is a plus size when it comes to luxury designer goods, because it's like I remember there's this influencer named Nicole Miller. She said, and she's like a plus size, maybe I think she's like a size 34 or something, which so she was saying that like she doesn't want these designers to offer a custom order. She wants it to be readily available on the website so she can shop because.
Well, yeah.
And and yes, we all want that, but it's like, are they asking for too much? Do you think?
Well, no, because the way the world is going, there's a lot more plus size women. They're not stick thin. And I find that the average person is a size 10 or 12.
You think?
Yes.
Wow.
The people who buy luxury, the average size, I believe, is a size 10 or 12. At least that's what I found at Neiman Marcus.
But
and I worked in fine apparel.
yes, you did. You did.
I'm saying luxury, not contemporary. I know contemporary is different. When I was in school, sorry to interrupt you, but even when I was in school, my professor said there is a huge market for people to have luxury, high-end goods. But I mean, Wow, I just repeated the same thing. To have plus size luxury goods.
Yeah.
And yet people aren't designing for that market.
Is there a reason? Well, I know the reason why, because it's expensive, obviously. Like you said before, it's expensive for the pattern.
Yeah, more fabric.
More fabric. Yeah. And then it can sometimes eat up your costs if you're not you're not careful with it. Which is unfortunate because I feel like
I feel like it's harder too. I mean, I wouldn't know how to design for that. I was never taught that in school. It's a completely different body type.
But in what way? Because if you have like a model or if you have like a form how you're taught to design is to drape on a form. But
how we're taught is on a sample size model.
Okay.
That's how we're taught to sketch. That's how you're taught to think. That's how you're taught to do everything.
So if you were to get a form that's maybe a size 16, you wouldn't be able to replicate the same thing? You
could, but it'd be completely different. It wouldn't look the same as what you're used to.
Got it.
And so would you like it as much?
Got it.
That's what's embedded in your brain. And even if you got a dress form that was a size 34, it's just different on what would look good. You would have to drape everything to figure out what would be flattering for that body type.
Dang. That's a lot of work.
It is. That's why people don't do it.
Okay, that makes sense now. Now I get it. Now I have a better understanding of why that's the case. Because I've always wondered, like, even the most masterful, most experienced designers shy away from creating plus size. And I'm just like, why? I don't get it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. But, like, again, it's not going to be flattering on everyone. It's easier to make something flattering on a size 2 model than it is a size 34. You can do more. You can be more... not creative, but again, that's just how we were taught. I'm sure you can be really creative with a size 34. I just.
Do you think maybe some of these designs are kind of like for the plus size customer? Do you think they're limited in terms of like styles that would fit their form?
Yeah.
So like for like a corseted dress, it would look great on a size 2.
A corseted dress would look great on everyone, but when you start adding all these ruffles and bells and whistles. It won't look good. Jeez. It won't look the same. Yeah, because like I know I design things that like jut out at the hip. Somebody with big hips
wouldn't want that.
Yeah, exactly. So again, like I'm designing for me, and it's bad, and you're not supposed to do that. But again, that's just the way it is because there's Well, and that's why I became a designer because I would look at stuff. I'm like, I don't like that. I want this, and I design for me.
It's true. I mean, Victoria Beckham, she designs for herself.
Well, I know. It's just
like
her.
a natural thing. It's her.
Yeah.
Like her entire collection is things that she would definitely wear.
Yeah. So for a size 34, they would have to design the clothes to make that market.
Yeah. I find it so unfortunate because I feel like there's so much money there for those, for women who want to buy those things, but it's like.
Nobody's doing it.
Or it's complicated to do, or it's like no one wants to risk the amount of resources that it's going to cost in order to do it. And then, because the one thing that I'm experiencing this as well, is to buy something thinking like, oh, we're gonna tap into this market, and then no one buys it. Like that would be the worst. That would be someone's worst nightmare because it's like you spend all this money in order to get this product. Give it to this customer, acquire in hopes of acquiring this customer as your repeat customer, whatever the case may be, and then crickets. No one's buying it. That's the worst case scenario. But I think in general, I feel like fashion, especially going into 2021, I feel like fashion, they have to kind of rethink their way of doing things.
They do. They need to be more inclusive.
I think in 2020. We got hit with this bomb, which is COVID-19, and we were kind of creating a way of doing things differently. And a lot of brands have been doing great at it, and a lot of brands have just not been doing anything. So the ones that have been doing great at it, that have been listening to their customer base, that have been understanding the way of the world, seeing that people want to have more inclusivity, want to have more convenience when shopping online, or even creating that sustainability, or even just creating clothes that don't have those bells and whistles, but still have that luxury, like stealth luxury, where it's like, like just like a regular, like nice, cashmere sweater, tailored pants, or like a regular tailored dress that you can just wear around the house. Those are three things that I feel like a lot of these designers are kind of branching into to kind of pivot, because the marketplace is saying this is what we're looking for, this is what we need, and this is how people, this is the consumer behavior that's being shifted. So I'm excited to kind of see what happens in 2020. So, sorry, 2021. I'm excited to see what happens in 2021. I think fashion is going to be fashion is very different, to be honest, right now. But I think it's going to be very, very different once things start opening up again,
Yeah.
And just seeing how we navigate the light that we're going to see at the end of this very, very dark tunnel. Not to get all philosophical on y'all, but I'm just saying. Just saying. I'm kind of excited. Are you excited? Do you think what are some changes do you think are going to happen, just really quickly? Or what are some things you think will what are some changes do you think are going to happen in fashion?
In the world? Oh, fashion.
Yeah. Well, in the world, fashion, whatever you want. I mean, listen, we're coming to the end of the podcast, so we might as well end it with a bang,
I have honestly no idea what's going to happen with fashion. I know sustainability is really going to be a huge thing, and I'm hoping it's not that huge of a thing before my collection finally gets out there, because it is not the most sustainable. It's pretty sustainable, but it's not 100% because I dyed fabric. But I just hope I get that out. But I think sustainability will be like the biggest thing this year, because I think I read an article that Joe Biden is really going to push for that sustainable fashion, because we are a huge polluter. Yeah.
And speaking of, a lot of these designers, when the COVID situation happened, they reused certain fabrics from previous collections in order to create their collections now. So, that's considered sustainable, right?
Yeah, because you're preventing waste.
You're just reusing fabric. Why not? So I think, yes, I agree, sustainability, but I also think the biggest thing that's going to change is how people shop. Online is a thing now.
Well, yeah.
It's still a big, revenue generator, but I feel like it's going to become more leveraged than it used to be, because people are leveraging retail, but online retail is going to be bigger than what it is. I was reading this article, and it said 2020 I think there was like a 25% increase in terms of like online sales because of the pandemic. This was before the pandemic even like was a thing. And now Bain and Core and like all these like consulting companies are saying it's increased from 20% or 25% to 35%. That's a 10% increase. So that means people are just shopping online and still going into store, maybe some. There's still that 65%, 70% that are still going into stores. But it's like each year it's increasing by a certain percentage. So I feel like with what we've been through in 2020 and 2021, it's just going to be second nature. So people are just going to be shopping online continuously. So, but I'm excited to see that. So hopefully that kind of becomes a thing.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what 2021 brings. It can't get worse, right?
It really can't. But I'm excited. But I'm really excited for 2021. I feel like 2021 is just going to be a good year. Especially business-wise, your collection will be out.
Let's hope so, because I keep talking about it, and there's just nothing.
Listen, stay positive. It's going to happen. With production, especially with COVID, things are happening.
That's what I'm going to say.
It's just it's just out of your control. But once 2021, January, hopefully February, your collection will be out.
Yes.
You'll be able to tell the world what it's going to look like. Yes. For me, my online business is going to grow. We'll have new designers, new brands.
He just did a photo shoot, so you have to check out that stuff on his website.
Yes, I just did a photo shoot with the help of Ariel and our photographer. Alfonso.
Rocha.
Yes, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys. Definitely follow my Instagram page. It is Shop Inkasiobi, SKASIOBI, on Instagram, and Well, you can probably see it in the description as well. So you can put it in
Yeah.
the description and you can find it that way. But yeah, thank you guys for being with us this past, how many months? 3 months or so? We've been doing this podcast for 3 months.
I have no idea. 10 episodes, since this is our 10th episode.
This is
we'll
our
just
10th
say
episode.
That.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
It'd be easier.
We're definitely, so like we said, we're going to take, 2 weeks because obviously next week is Christmas and then the week after that is New Year's.
So we'll see you next year.
Yeah, so we'll basically see you next year and then we're going to have more content, more, we're going to come back with a bang. We're going to come back with a huge bang and have more things to share with you guys. And we hope you have a great we hope you have a great holidays.
Yes.
We hope you have a great New Year's. Stay safe. Please stay safe. If you are spending New Year's with your families, please just stay with your families. If you're going to friends, just stay safe.
Be smart.
Be smart. You don't want to go into the new year not smart. You just want to go and leave 2020 behind and go into 2021. So,
yeah.
We're here for y'all. If you have any questions, we're going to put our email in the description below. Reach out to us. Whatever you want to talk about, we're here to talk about. And also give us suggestions on what you want to hear from us in this next, I guess, phase of the podcast.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you so much. Happy holidays, and hope you guys have a safe holiday. Peace.
Bye.